block that I had to learn, that you actually need people also to help you. And so when I first started, it was just myself, and then when I have my first employee, and I go, oh, but now I have to share responsibility. And it has been a learning curve with that. I guess maybe if I had brothers and sisters, I would have learned that a long time ago, that you had to share.
In the beginning, Emma was putting in long hours. After a short time, she gave in and hired her first employee.
I was working until midnight every day. So I learned that sometimes you do have to trust the right people, and even though maybe the first time you trusted somebody, it wasn't right business-wise, but if you actually have the right employees and you work as a team, and it's not just a boss relationship with an employee relationship, but it is a team, that your day is smaller and the work environment is better and things get accomplished faster and clients are happier. But again, it was a process I had to learn, because I did start the business by myself, and I only had myself to argue with and make decisions with.
After several years, Emma brought her daughter Patricia into the business. Having family in the business presents some very different challenges.
With my daughter, she works more related to what we would do, booking interpreters and translators and dealing with the clients. The biggest challenge, just because my daughter has been longer, was knowing when to separate work and family home. For example, if I was upset with Patricia, I can't bring it into work because that was something at home, so you have to deal with it at home. And we both learned that at work, I'm the boss, and we have clients to deal with, and we have estimates to do and translations to do. Then hits 5 o'clock. If we still want to discuss home, then we discuss home. You can do it because...
But it was her grandfather's influence that guided her.
He was a hardworking and honest man, and he always believed that if you worked hard and you were honest and you did what was in your heart, and you would succeed. So I try and do the same thing. I think that sometimes, even though I go against normal business practice per se, or pre-written business practice, but I've adopted it if it feels right to me, and even if at the end of the day I didn't make a lot of money, or I lost a little bit of money on this one case, but it was the right thing to do, at the end of the day I'm happy, and it makes my life better.
We'd like to believe that all businesses run without problems. It's not true, and every entrepreneur hits a low point.
So when I had one of my employees, and that was the learning curves, and it was actually when my grandfather passed away, and I was counting on that employee to help me out at that point. And she thanked me by literally literally copying the list of my clients and the list of my my resources. That was the lowest point. I felt it wasn't the business loss, it was that to just lie and steal that way from you. I don't know if the word steal is the right word, but take something from you. That was the lowest point of my business.
Staying motivated and charged every day is a challenge in itself. We asked Emma how she does it.
You know, I like what I do. And I don't think I've had a proper vacation since I started the business, because this is my business. But and there is days that I wish I could not work. But the business is always in the back of my mind, and I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I like being at work before my employees get to work. I just enjoy what I do, and I believe in what I do, and we have a great company, and I like my employees, and I like what we do, and I like our clients, so there's no reason not to go to work.
Being a business owner, mother, and wife is a lot to ask of one person, so we added one more task and asked Emma if being a woman in her industry had more challenges.
I think it's tougher if you're dealing with big corporate clients. But I think that's slowly changing. I never really, when I started the business, I didn't think, oh, I'm a woman that owns a business. to me, it was just, I'm going to own a business and I'm going to do it. So I'm not a man, so I've never been in those shoes. So I can just assume, I don't know how hard it is on that side. I know that to run a business and run a successful, it is hard work and takes a lot of hard work. And there's long hours, and maybe for a woman it is a little bit harder because we do have the kids at home, and many times, you know, you're between having the business, drive the kids to school, go and pick up the kids, come home. So it is extra work. But I because I'm not a man, so I don't know how the other shoe is. But so I don't know how to answer that honestly. I just know that it's not easy, but I'm sure on the other side it's not easy for anyone. And I don't think that then it's any less, it's harder for a woman than a man, but with the exception of the extra work. I think that, you know, there's a lot of businesses that couples that work together. I think that makes it a lot easier. I find that this past year that we've been working together, he now understands what my schedule is, and that we still have to go grocery shopping on Saturdays, or we have certain things to do, and perhaps maybe a few years ago, that part was missing. So maybe in that sense, it is easier for a business to be run by a man versus a woman, because in our society, we're still structured that we still have to go and get the kids at school, and we still have to drive them. We still have to go and grab that prom dress with our daughters. We still have to go and make the appointments. All these things still have to be done, and we're still running a business.
We asked this leader what is her best quality.
I don't think myself as a leader. I just think that I am the boss and the ultimate decision is mine. But at the same time, I listen because I don't know everything. Far from it. Everybody that's around me knows something that I don't and has something valuable. And I think that any great leader would say that it's by sharing everybody's ideas and respecting everybody's ideas and analyzing them and putting the right weight on them.
And finally, Emma shares some entrepreneurial advice.
People always say that, oh, you have your own business, you can go golfing every day. No, you can't. I know that. So you can do whatever you want. No, it's hard work. But you have to really believe in yourself, in your product, and what you're selling. In our case, I believe that our translation services and interpretation are one of the best. You have to be true to yourself. Hire a lawyer right from the beginning. Do non-compete agreements for anything. If you really believe in yourself, you're gonna succeed, because you have to believe in yourself, and you're the best salesperson in a small business. It's your company, it's your product, they're your employees, it's your image, and you have to sell it. And if you believe in it, then everybody else is going to believe in